What's up, everybody? This is my next video that I need to talk about is Sodom and Gomorrah. What is going on in our country and what is going on with these sex trafficking and these orgy parties. And I didn't even know, Lord knows Jesus, I did not know. I was watching article where they had busted in Europe, I think it was France, an 80 people orgy. And reason why they went, because they was breaking COVID restrictions. So they had rented this big warehouse, and it was like an 80 people orgy in there. So they had to give them tickets for not following COVID restrictions. And I was telling my sister about it, and she was like, "Oh, that ain't nothing. They do that junk here." And I was like, "What?" They rent warehouses and other places and hotel rooms and all this type of stuff and have these big, massive orgies. And I was just like, what in the world is going on? And they advertise on Facebook and other places, apparently, and things like that. And these sites is how you sign up to go. And reason why I'm talking about this is the T.I. and Tiny situation that's going on, which we all knew they was into perversion for years, but I guess we didn't know how detailed allegedly they supposed to be involved in it and what is really going on. And what I want to talk about is like Sodom and Gomorrah, modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, what we're in now, and how far people go with a reprobated mind, meaning they will never return because of how far they go. And how apparently all these young women have came forward that they agreed to do these acts and turn tricks and things of this nature, but the abuse came in with the drugging and taking their phones, and they waking up with other people when they agreed to sleep with them, and then they end up in somebody else's bed or end up somewhere else and don't know what happened. Basically treated like a mutt, because that means everybody hits. You not have a mutt dog where the dog get pregnant because she gonna all the other dogs gonna sleep with her, so she have all these different breed of babies. But basically being treated like that, like a piece of meat, and very scary position that these young ladies are putting themselves in. But God did say he was going to expose all of this trafficking. And whether people know it or not, every culture is involved in this. And I said in my video last week that sex trafficking and human trafficking is bigger than drugs. It's bigger than drugs. And a lot of these people who were so upset about Trump not letting people in, do you know that where are these kids going that come in and they putting them in these holding centers and these cages that Biden administration, Obama built, and that he's putting them in now? That a lot of these kids go back out the door to be sold. That's one of the reasons why they want them in, because a lot of these kids and people are being sold back out the door. So they don't have the coyotes who bring them over, who use these children to bring them over to this country, and then it makes it easier for the traffickers to just go there and get them. So somebody to sell them out the back door and they're gone. Because there's nowhere for these people to go. The government doesn't house people, even though people want the government to take care of them. They want to check, they want to pay for their housing and their food. Government doesn't have housing. Housing is private sector. So who's taking in families or these children? Nobody. Nobody's doing that. Do you know anybody took in a Mexican child or a child from Honduras? No, I don't. So where are these children really going? See, they distract you with an illusion to play with your emotions and get you reared up. But you never do your research to find out, where are these children really going? Where are they going? Who's taking care of where they're going? You don't know anything. But let them in to go where? All the sex traffickers and human traffickers are doing is waiting for them to come to across and snatch them out and send them back out the country to different places to be sold or used here for sex trafficking and human trafficking. This is what they do. That's why they found 150 kids out of 250 that they were looking for. That's why they got 30 in Mississippi. That's why 300 Nigerian girls were brought back home that were gone, were taken. Now, where were these 300 Nigerian girls taken to? They just took some more kids. This is what's happening in our world while we are asleep with the muzzles on, with the delusion of COVID, while they're snatching people up all across the world, our children, and selling them. This is what they're doing. That's one of the reasons why they want these kids to come across this border, because it's easy access to sell them, use them, and abuse them, and even kill them. That's why they're doing this stuff. But nobody pays attention to any of this. Oh, we don't need a wall. What do we need a wall for? Oh, you need a wall. You need guards. You need a wall. Because these children are not being with families. These children are disappearing and nobody even know where they're going. And nobody's taking accountability for it. It's optics. It's all an illusion. All this stuff that this government is doing is nothing but illusion and optics to distract you from the bills they're putting in under your nose and the things that's really going on. They use this stuff and racism and all this other stuff to distract you, to have you focus on stupid stuff instead of what's really going on. Because people are lazy. They won't take the time to read, to research, and actually look up what is really going on. They won't do it. They got you focused on COVID or racism or what was Donald Trump. Now it's Dr. Seuss and getting rid of Ain't Your Mama and all of this stuff, getting rid of things. This stuff is all a joke, a lie, and an illusion. This is what they're doing. But the problem is our people, like I said before, have lost so many morals and values that they are doing this stuff and not even thinking about what they're doing. Underage girls and R. Kelly. We already knew R. Kelly ain't the only one. All of these celebrities and rappers been doing this for years. He ain't the only one. Underage girls abusing them, doing all these different things, hitting them, and this is ridiculous. This is what's going on. But the sad part is what's going on is in everyday cities, this is going on. Through the strip clubs, they're trafficking young girls and underground places and doing things to these kids. This is what's going on in every city in America. And nobody knows what's going on. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's checking and see what's going on. Nobody's even looking. Nobody. And this is sad. And even today, like I said, the All-Star game is in Atlanta. And even though can't nobody go, all these celebrities is throwing all these parties. And I was talking about it with my sister. And she was like, she done saw so much stuff of them turning tricks in cars and all type of stuff. I don't know, somebody posting it or whatever they posting it on. And it's just ridiculous. Like, a lot of people from Detroit have went down there and did all this stuff. Like I said, my daughter went with her boyfriend and stuff. And so, which I'm glad that he went with her and her friend and his friend went. So they more of like a couple going, because I really didn't want her to go down there, but she wanted to go because she worked from home, and she's, you know, you work from home, you're in the house all day. We in Nazi, Michigan, so she wanted to get out, get out the house or whatever and go somewhere. But I really didn't like for her to go because this stuff is just ridiculous. But these girls have traveled down there to turn tricks and all these other things and sell themselves. And most of these girls, a lot of them not even making no money. They're just going to say they slept with a celebrity and risking their lives and bodies and because there ain't nobody using no condoms. How you passed out and nobody using no condom on you. This stuff is just sad and it's sickening and it's really ridiculous that this is what our young people are doing. And that old T.I. and Tiny and others are participating in this sick stuff. And it's sad because these people themselves have kids themselves. And this is what they do. This is really sad. But this sex trafficking and human trafficking is a huge, huge problem in this country. And the government doesn't want it to stop because it's profitable, just like drugs or any other thing. And it's really sad. And we need to start waking up, stop believing these fools, and start paying attention and get involved in our communities and in our government. Because you ignore government and say, oh, they ain't for me. You better get involved. You better start doing something and paying attention to who you're voting for, what policies and bills are going down, calling your senators who's sitting up in that Capitol that look like a prison, and let them know that you don't want this, you don't want that. These are not the things you want. You really need to get involved. Because whether you get involved in government or not, government is involved in you. And you need to be involved and paying attention to what's going on. Because all the lies that they told people, they're going to get rid of your debt, they're going to do this, they haven't did anything they said they were going to do. But for the LGBTQUZXYT people, you notice that that's all they seem to concentrate on. Obama did it. Throwing homosexual transgender parties at the White House. I wonder why he was doing that. Mr. Obama and Michelle sitting up here talking to Dwayne Wayne's son. This stuff is just sick, what they're doing. It is sick and it is sad. And the policies and bills they want to pass allow your children to be acceptable to these predators and these mentally ill people is sad. So we need to start paying attention to what's going on in our government, our policies, our bills, because your children have to live up under these policies and these bills, and your grandchildren. And like I said, God said, you say you love your children. How can you love them and leave them a world that's out to destroy them? So, black folks, wake up. Pay attention. Because this stuff is insane on what's happening. And basically, Atlanta has become a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the black Sodom and Gomorrah, Atlanta. The black Sodom and Gomorrah. And all these people and celebrities, people love to hear and sing. You better watch who you listening to. Watch who you giving, promoting and backing. Because these people are wicked. And they up to a lot of wicked things. And a lot of the things they up to involve children and young teens. Young adult teens. So you really need to start paying attention to the stuff that you're listening to and promoting the Cardi B's and all Megan Thee Stallions and all the others out there, because it's many of them. Watch who you supporting and proud of, because it's a really, really wicked world out here and a really wicked attack on the kids. It really is. If you knew how many children and young teens disappear and never seen again, never reported on across this country and across this world, you would be sick to your stomach. This is not a movie. This is reality. They are taking people, taking children, literally taking them. And these young girls are making some horrible decisions to even jeopardize themselves to, for whatever reason they looking to do it or whatever. They are making some real horrible decisions to jeopardize their own life. But these people are vultures, and they are really taking advantage of these young people. They really are. And it's time our culture wake up, stop falling for the illusion they put in front of your face, and the black handlers try to handle you, and start really waking up to society and the world that's around you in your community that you live in. Because even though you try to say, well, I'm going to protect my child, your child leave out that door every day. The only protection they have is God Almighty. That's truly the only protection they have. So we really need to start paying attention. We really do. And we really need to fight against these predators and people they letting out of jail who are coming right back out doing these crimes and doing these things against children and young people because there's money in it. You get paid for a small child, you get a lot of money for. You get a lot of money for children. And they don't have a problem with doing it. None whatsoever. So, God bless, and see you for another video. Bye.